So I'm gonna show you how you can make your first $1,000 producing music. I ain't got nothing to sell. I'm not selling no type of bullshit courses. Only thing I sell is preset banks, and then people just watch my videos. But if you don't know me, my name is Hoodwill. I'm kind of gonna do this off the top of my head. No bullshit. But basically, I have a type beat channel with 20 million views, multiple videos with millions of views, 500,000, 250,000, hundreds of thousands, etc., tens of thousands of views. But I get the traffic, I get sales. I'm gonna be telling you today how you can get your start and make your first 1,000 a month, because that's the most important. And then after that, it starts to snowball and get bigger and bigger. Also, I'm sure most of you watching this are probably not subscribed, so make sure to hit the subscribe button if you want more sit down videos like this, where it's kind of a little bit unedited and raw, and I'm just speaking facts, you know what I mean? So make sure to hit that like if this video helped you out. If you want more advice, like literally ask me a question below, or what you want to see next time. If you want some tutorials, or if you like to sit down videos like this, just let me know. So first, what I got to say is make sure you're actually good at making music in the first place, because some of y'all are just starting out. There is kind of a threshold where if you're good enough, yeah, you can get some placements and stuff, but you might not be as consistent, you know what I mean? And even myself, I have my own self-doubt sometimes, but you got to make sure you got your shit on lock. Your mixes are good. You got your beats knocking. The melodies are good. The drums are good. You know what I mean? You just got to be good at making music. Secondly, you have to make sure it's something you actually want to do long term. You know what I mean? You can't just be thinking about, oh, I just want to do music just to make money. Music isn't the place to make money. There's tons of other better ways to make money. The average wage in the music industry is probably like 50,000. It's not that much. Now, that's not me saying that you can't make any money, but it's definitely easy to make it like 1,000 a month, I want to say, once you get started out. You know what I mean? It will take you a few years though. Like for me, it took me a whole year and a half to get my first beat sale, and then after that, it wasn't consistent. I didn't make my first 1,000 till I started selling beats April 2017. Didn't make a sale for a whole year and a half, and then December of 2018, I made my first 1,000 that month, not off of beat sales. And then I didn't get popping on YouTube till April 2019, and then I grew from there. You know what I mean? And even that year, 2019, I don't know if I made that much, but definitely 2020 till now has been consistent. You know what I mean? Like I said, you want to make sure you're good and it's something you really want to do, because we don't need people in the music industry just trying to make money. You know, you got to do it for the love of the game. But my first tip isn't actually to sell beats. Obviously, I would suggest selling beats, but it's actually offering services like doing tags for producers, selling that on Fiverr. So actually the first way I made my first 1,000 a month was just off of engineering people and making tags. Most of the money was coming from Fiverr making tags. I was literally on Fiverr like doing tags for $10. So the way I did it is I started selling my tags for $10, and then I upped the price to like 30, and then I'd have 3 different tiers. I'd have one tier where I'm just doing one tag, another tier where I'm doing like 2 to 3, and another tier where I'm doing like 5, I think. That is kind of a stressful job though, because you do have to interact with a lot of these producers, and they're not the nicest people. They're not the nicest people to interact with on Fiverr, especially. It's known for being like cheap and like, oh, I want it this way. And it's like you'll get chewed out by customers. Most of them are cool though, but the main point of that is offer a service, maybe do photography, videos, engineering, tags, and that's just to get started. That's just to get your first like a little bit of income for producing that you could like reinvest and stuff. Anyways, if you're tired of using the same sounds, or maybe you can't afford like certain VSTs, I got one-shot kits, Omnisphere banks, Electra banks, all on my site. I'll make sure to leave the link down below. Be sure to check those out. So if you don't have any VSTs, I have the one-shots available with the Omnisphere bank. I just dropped my Omnisphere bank Angels. I'll leave the link below. Make sure to check it out. And then my next tip would be what's consistent for most producers, I would say, is doing tight beats. And I know everyone does it, but a lot of people just don't study the game. they don't do it right. Like I have an example. My friend makes music. My friend, he's a rapper. He doesn't know how to title shit on YouTube. They don't know how to put in tags. When I say video tags to people, they think I'm talking about hashtags or like just spamming the description full of words. I don't mean that. I mean the actual video tags in the metadata of the video, like on the bottom when you upload, not the description. I'm not talking about the description at all. Not saying you shouldn't put like a few tags or hashtags in the description, but I think Google picks up on spam also. It's like people don't title their shit right. Their thumbnails are fucking ugly. They're not consistent with it. They upload 3 times a week and then they take like a month break. You know what I mean? You got to just be consistent with it. The way I seen the most turnaround was just by uploading every day for a while and trying to make a streak. Not saying that you should do that because you might get burnt out, but that's what worked for me then. But I would also like to say, I feel like the YouTube algorithm changed a little bit to more quality over quantity. So that's a good thing for smaller producers to grow, is that your quality matters more. So when you have your beats locked in, it will just blow up if it's good. You know what I mean? Because I know I'm not the only one, but I've noticed the YouTube algorithm is more like TikTok. It's more like a For You page. Like the algorithms like of all these sites are so good now. Like it shows you like 5 to 10 videos you want to watch. Like sometimes I find myself adding them to the watch later, or I'll click on it for a few seconds and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch it later just to save it in my history so I could watch it later. You know what I mean? And I notice these beats popping up from these channels that have like less than like 200 subscribers popping up on my shit, and that shit's fire. Like I just discovered like 2 other producers that way that are fire, and I just like hit them up. But my deal with that is just tight beats are consistent income once you have the traffic. All you need for sales is just to get the traffic, you know. I would make sure if you get placements, make sure you're getting the upfront payment, you have even publishing, and you're getting like around 4 points off of the song, and 50% publishing. And then I would make sure to hire a lawyer. They're cheaper than you may think, because like, but my guy charged like not even for a full hour. He charged for like a 0.75 hour. Make sure you're charging a decent amount for when you're selling exclusives. The least I would sell if you're beginning is like 300. A lot of producers undervalue themselves, and then they're charging like fucking 100, 150 for exclusives. Unless the beat is like you don't even give a fuck about it, or like it's not getting no sales, I strongly believe you should be selling exclusives for 300. It could be up there to like I would say 1,000, 1,500 depending on, and that's just for smaller artists. I would say, I don't even know, because you don't want to be overcharging people either. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. That's other advice I would suggest, is take these producer videos with a grain of salt, because not every producer knows what they're doing, you know what I mean? And you got guys like who have no experience just making YouTube videos, you know what I mean? So I would take all these advice videos that you're watching, take what you think is right from them, and then put it together, and then just come up with your own opinions and ways of doing things, you know. But my main point is to be creative, maybe do like engineering as a way in. Like I wasn't even like at a studio engineering. Like I was literally at my house charging people like $40 an hour, or like I would charge more than that honestly. Now I would charge like 80 plus at least, just because I know that's what other studios charge around here. I would charge a decent amount if you have like a mic and an interface. I would charge people to record. I would do tags if you have a mic and an interface. If not, just get it used. I don't know. Get it used, save the money, get a job to fund your career. Mainly just get creative. If you want to be a loop maker, send loops. There's multiple avenues. That's all I'm saying, is you don't have to be a tight beat. You don't have to be an industry producer. You could be a YouTuber. You could be like someone like Kyle Beats, where they're making videos. You could be an engineer. You could be engineer focused. You could be focused on getting placements and just locking in and getting those big exclusive deals from the labels, and they're giving you big amounts. You're getting the royalties and publishing. However, I would suggest supplementing that with multiple revenue streams. So basically I'm saying have multiple revenue streams, and then just focus on one thing at a time. If you want to be a loop maker, make loops for people, send them out to big producers, or even just small producers on YouTube that you fuck with, you know what I mean? Just make loops. All I'm saying is just get creative. Like literally sit down in your room and just think of ways you could make money producing, or ways you can do certain things that maybe other people haven't thought of, you know what I mean? And you got to find your own way. And I don't do tags anymore. Honestly, I think about doing them again because like it's just free money. But once you're started, like if you're popping on YouTube, you're getting AdSense money, you're getting beat sale money, you're getting beat sale money from the labels and royalties. And if you're doing content ID on your beats, that's another revenue stream. However, if you do that, I would have some sort of policy where people can clear it with you. Like if they get claimed on YouTube, I wouldn't suggest like claiming everyone, you know what I mean? Because then people might not fuck with you. If you have any sorts of skills like photography, film, graphic design, anything just to get you started, you know what I mean? And then, but if you want to go the type beat way, do that. If you want to produce for rappers, make sure your beats are good. Maybe make loops for their producers, and then be like, once you get your first few placements, hit up the rappers. They're more likely to work because this shit starts to snowball. Like I literally just hit up people, and because I'm popping, you know, I produce for Tyga, P&B Rock, Soulja Boy, Phoenix Flexin', a bunch of West Coast artists, Suede, Peso, right after the Kendrick album. And then I literally just hit up a rapper the other day. Actually, no, he hit me up, slid up on my story. He's like, yo, send this through. And he's a poppin' rapper, you know what I mean? Like once you have that little bit of motion, it starts to snowball and people will be hitting you up, you know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna say is like, you just need to take these small little steps, start small. You may not sell beats at first. You may have to sell tags. You may have to do this, do that. You know what I mean? But all I'm trying to say is be creative. You're a creative person. And yeah.